is Mahalaya Amavasya, the new moon before the start of the 9-day Navratri festival. Today is also significant because it is the 14th day of the Pitru Paksha. So today I will be talking about the concept of Pitru. Pitru is commonly used to define ancestors, our ancestors, people who are there in our lineage. And there are many different methods and different types of processes that are prescribed in order that we honor them. If not on an everyday basis, then at least on the day they passed away, the people who passed away, or during a day like Mahashivratri, or during the 14-day period called Pitru Paksha. Majority in almost all these practices, in fact, are externalized practices. But Pitru actually are those parts of us, those parts of this body that come from those people. We are born from parents, and our parents were born from their parents were born from our great-grandparents, and it goes on, great-great-grandparents and so forth. So Pitra concept is about this carrying forward, this inheritance of genetic material that is passed down from one generation to another, and in that genetic material, in the DNA, in the familial DNA, in the lineage DNA, the Pitra continue to live with us. They live within our body. People say, I have my grandmother's face. They might say that you have your great-grandmother's eyes or your great-grandfather's look. These are the external or the visible aspects of it. But what is happening internally? Why do we need to honor our ancestors? They are dead, they are gone. Many of us think, what is there now to do with all this? What is now to do is that they continue to live inside us, through us. So we must nourish them, we must nurture them, we must take care of them. These concepts have been explained using different words like Pitraloka, the place where our ancestors live after death. It has been explained as something we have to do, otherwise there will be terrible consequences, etc., etc. But this is the unfortunate reflection of today's people, that though we are so technologically advanced and so much using technology and science every day, we do not like scientific explanations of anything. Honoring your ancestors is honoring your own self. The consequences that people talk about when you forget your ancestors is the consequence that will show up in your own body. Every time we do a practice, every time we take up a practice. Now when I say practice, it can be that you wake up every day at 3:30 in the morning, you do yoga, you sit and do your prayers, your dhyana, everything. That is a practice. Or you wake up at 3 in the morning and you reach out for your bottle of alcohol and you drink it. Or the first thing you do out of bed is light a cigarette. This is also a practice. Any practice that we do, and we do continuously, regularly, it alters the way our DNA works. So every practice that we do brings change into our DNA, and that way we can actually bring change to our own ancestry, we actually serve our ancestors by serving our own body. So any of these, when people talk about generational trauma, when people talk about carrying forward the curse of the lineage and all that, what they're talking about is people did horrible practices, terrible practices to their own bodies, or the way they lived, the lifestyle was so terrible that their DNA was altered by pain. And they passed on that DNA to their children, And those children, because they just carried forward doing the same things, they did not try to change the practices to something that restores the balance of the DNA, it continues to come forward like that. And today we might be carrying all that pain within us, and it manifests within us as disease, as disorder, as dysfunction, family issues. All this is not just because of external factors, it is because of this DNA continuing within us, and we are not doing anything to change or go back to the productive DNA. So, Pitru Paksha, and today I was called to speak about this so that people understand that if I want to honor my ancestors, it is not about just externally doing something like going to a river and giving the rice and the sesame seeds. Those are the externalized versions of what we need to do inside. The purification that we need to do inside by working on our own self. Take up practices that bring discipline. Discipline really works on the DNA. Work on the pain. How do we work on the pain? Change the way you handle yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be loving to yourself. How to change generational trauma. If you are coming from generations of abuse or generation of misuse of power, change the way you handle power. As a parent, as a member of society, maybe as an employer, maybe as anything in your social thing. Change the way you do it. Bring compassion and kindness into your everyday dealings. Heal yourself. Work on the practices that will, start opening up these things within you. When you do that, your ancestors who live in you through your DNA, they will start feeling that softness. They will start soothing themselves. As your DNA heals, it heals whatever went wrong in all the generations before. Pitra Shanti is not just external, it is also internal. And internal is the more powerful because the reason why everything has been externalized is because our eyes, our ears, our sense organs can only see outside. We don't know what is happening inside. So the older people, in the ancient times, they gave us practices so that we can visualize it external. But the real work happens inside. So from today, start honoring your ancestors by taking care of yourself. Don't put toxins into your body. Toxins can be food, toxins can be thoughts, toxins can be actions that are toxic. Become more aware, become more conscious. Take up practices that build this consciousness within us. Every word I say has impact. Every movement I make in this world has an impact. Every thought I have can move mountains. That level of consciousness, when we bring, that means our DNA, our ancestors have become so calmed down. They have started to become benevolent. Their pain has reduced or become zero. Our body is an excellent tool to do many things in this life, including taking care of those people who are not there with us anymore. So understanding the significance of the concept of Pitra is very important in order for us to move forward. Otherwise, our bodies will keep getting damaged and we cannot do the things that we want to do. So whatever practices you do externally for your ancestors, from today start honoring yourself first. From today start honoring your ancestors by taking care of yourself, by bringing in more conscious practices into your life. A simple mantra or shloka that you can recite daily in order to honor the ancestors who live within you is Sarva Pitra Devata Bhyo Namaha. Sarvapitradevatabhyo Namaha. Sarvapitradevatabhyo Namaha. Every day, remember them. Remember that they are not, just because they are not visible, they are not there. They are there living through you, through your children. So if we want to rectify our generations, if we want to make generation after generation productive, we have to start the process today. So thank you to Devi who came in. Thank you to my ancestors and all the ancestors, Sarvapitra Devata, who came in and called upon me to speak about this. And thank you for listening, and I hope your journey forward becomes smoother. Namaskaram.